In a sudden surprise today, an image of potentially the Quest 3S was leaked by a VR headset accessory maker known as VR Panda. Although I will say personally, I found it pretty hilarious that Upload VR decided to title their article about it, "Is this the first clear image of the Quest 3S?" When I would hardly call this a clear image. It looks a lot like an Oculus Go with an iPhone camera array slapped on either side of it on the outside. Additional holes that do lead to potentially microphones and other cameras. Shows what looks to be close to exactly the same as all of the 3S leaks we've seen so far. And if somehow you're just joining us, you don't know what a Quest 3S is. The Quest 3S is also known as a Quest 3 Lite. It's a headset that we believe is going to be launched this September alongside MetaConnect. It would be a replacement for the Quest 2 that would be cheaper than the Quest 3, but have the same mixed reality pass-through with full color, the same controllers that the Quest 3 uses, but a much cheaper and possibly bulkier headset design. It would use the same Fresnel lenses the Quest 2 or even the Oculus Go used, and by all accounts are a far inferior design than the new Pancake lenses, although they require screens that have much less brightness, which means a battery life on it could be a lot better. It used the same exact XR2 Gen 2 Snapdragon processor we see in the Quest 3, but would launch as the lower end model at only around $300 with the controllers. This would also line up perfectly with the fact that the Quest 2 seems to be running out of stock everywhere it's being sold, as if they're selling out of the last of the inventory before a new model launches. So what do you think looking at this? Does this look like the first clear image as we're told here? Is this an image that somebody just made by slapping a few stickers on the front of some sort of other headset to draw up some hype for their VR accessories company? Let me know in the comments. Speaking of accessory makers, we mentioned earlier that Bobo VR had announced their next accessories line, and we went in depth, so I'm going to keep this pretty quick. Basically, as of today, the new G3 Plus grips, the grips that are replacing their earlier grips that had a flaw, are now for sale, and the new BD3C charging combo, which is basically the same charging dock we had before, but now including that 100-watt power brick, are both available on Bobo VR's website. A much higher price on the charging dock. Originally, you could get the other charging dock without a power brick for $40, although at $72, it's not that surprising if you even tried to just buy a 100-watt power brick to charge anything with. On Amazon, you see some very high prices, but now the nice thing is this dock should include that 100-watt charging brick, and it should be one that, unlike us, you don't have to test multiple ones to try and find one that actually works and charges them at full speed. And now that we have an actual listing for the new G3 Plus controller grip covers, we see that they look almost like exactly the same design, except the top now wraps around the controller, leaving room for the infrared lights to show, but still it looks like it has the same hand straps that can be swapped out, meaning these should feel the same way, give us about the same comfort as the ones we tested, albeit hold on to the controllers a lot better than the old ones did. We've confirmed that these are coming. We will be doing full reviews, but if you are someone who wants to try and get that early bird discount, you can order these on the website. I'll leave some links down below for that. It will save you some money, and with Bobo VR in the past, they have been really good about their accessories being great. Their grips were the first fail that I can think of, where if you had pre-ordered them, you might have ended up regretting it. Although a lot of you who did pre-order, if you didn't refund it at the time it was recalled, you will be getting these automatically anyways. But if you're interested in that early bird price deal, it only lasts about another week, so you can jump on that now, as they do have free returns if you didn't like it, or you can hold out for our review after we get it, although I'm not optimistic we're going to get them in before this sale is over. If you've been waiting on getting some new games for your Quest, now might be the time with the summer sale discounts, and some of them are actually pretty significant. There's some newer games like MudRunner VR or Lawnmower VR, and some classics like The Climb or Pixel Rip 1995. But ultimately, as we mentioned before, if it's not above 25% off a discount, usually I ignore these because you can typically get a 25% discount through our referral program. That's where friends can refer each other games on the Quest store. And if you don't have a lot of friends that have Quest, in our Discord, we have a section specifically for this where people can ask for game referrals, other people can provide them, and then not only does the buyer get 25% off, but the referral person gets an extra $5 per game to buy some games for themselves. Some highlights though: Arashi Castle of Sins is 40% off, Pixel Rip 1995 40% off, Racket Fury Table Tennis VR, probably the best feeling table tennis game in VR, is 45% off. And there's a couple bundles too if you're looking for like Racket Club, Creed, Rise to Glory, and Golf Plus. There's a VR sports game bundle that's a 35% discount, so definitely a time to check it out. And also, if you haven't followed Assassin32 VR, he actually recently dropped a video showing on his page of how you can go in and sort by what's on sale in the actual MetaQuest app. And that shows anytime you're on the app, you can sort by things that are on sale and save a lot of money just keeping an eye on the store that way. I'll leave a link to his video in case you want full details to that as well, and then some of these game sales below. If you're already on the fence about AI, about having cameras and microphones all over your house and your life, this news may not sound as exciting to you, but Meta AI is officially coming to Quest headsets, and it can actually use the Quest 3's pass-through to then see what you're seeing and answer questions. Zuckerberg had a couple minute long video on Instagram talking about how the Quest AI is going to be integrated, where Meta AI is at, and of course saying that Meta AI is one of the biggest AIs in the entire world most people are using.
Meta AI is on track to reach our goal of becoming the most used AI assistant in the world by the end of the year.
Although with the question pass-through, it's kind of an interesting video. It shows someone says, "What do you see in front of me?" and it shows that the headset actually identifies a dog in real life. Another example asking about how can I find some colored t-shirts that would go with a pair of shorts, where AI could really become your daily assistant in all the questions you ask and basically just be easier to ask, hey, what am I looking at? Although this doesn't seem like the most useful feature unless you're someone who's wearing a Quest 3 all the time, it does give us a glimpse into the future as the Ray-Bans and the AR smart glasses we've been talking about are approaching. And Ray-Ban glasses have actually had AI in them for a while, although it's been a little less advanced where it would take a picture and identify it from that rather than just real life of what it was seeing in the moment. But Meta is still sticking to the claims that developers can't use the pass-through cameras. They can't see through them. This is only Meta's own first-party software, which also means that other competing visual AI wouldn't be able to be used on the Quest. Quest 2 owners will be getting Meta AI as well, but it won't be using the vision feature without the mixed reality color pass-through, so it would be voice input only. What do you think? Do you think AI in your Quest would be useful for anything? Do you think you'll actually use this? Or is it a reason you might even pop the headset on more and just play around with it asking, hey, what do you see? What's around me? What rating does this restaurant have? It'll be interesting to see what people start to use this for. If you're wanting to do some gaming this weekend, but you're not looking to jump on that summer sale, there is another couple games that are doing the free trials this weekend. So this does seem like Meta is making a pattern out of this for the entire summer, and each weekend there will be 2 games that you can play free for an hour of each. But if you haven't tried either, I definitely recommend this weekend jumping in today, July 26th at 3 p.m. in whatever your time is, and it runs all the way through Monday, July 29th at 1 a.m. It is only an hour of each, so you're just going to get a taste of them and decide if you want to buy and continue on from there. But if you do, remember those referral links, because those could save you a lot if you decide to actually jump in and buy these games. One of the most immersion-breaking things about early MR or mixed reality has been the fact that a lot of objects in the virtual or real world don't interact with each other, whether that's your hands being put up in front of a menu, your hands don't stay in front of the menu and a virtual set of hands replaces them, or whether things in your room running around are closer than a coffee table or further than they should be. Well, now dynamic occlusion in Meta's Depth API is getting even better. This is a tool for developers that is making it easier for them to make more quality mixed reality experiences, something where a virtual character could be running from you and run under your coffee table and actually hide under the coffee table. This is one thing that I will say when you try an Apple Vision Pro for the first time, if you're used to a Quest, it is shocking how when you put your hands in front of a menu on it, you still continue to see your real hands, although the edges of them don't look perfect, especially based on what color your background is behind your hands. But it is something that makes mixed reality much more immersive and magical feeling when it feels like the objects in augmented reality are actually more like real life objects you can interact with, walk by, or even block out with other things in the room. All this is still early and it's still very rough, as you can see from some of the videos here. It is promising to a future of what we might actually get, especially as these headsets continue to develop and get faster and better things like depth sensors on them. Mixed reality is coming along. We've been talking a lot about what they've been adding to it in the future of augments, if they even ever make it to this headset. But ultimately, battery life is really what's holding us back, especially when on mixed reality, some people are reporting using up their battery in as little as an hour or an hour and a half. As we continue to move into the future with virtual reality, mixed reality, XR, whatever you want to call it at this point, a biggest pain point has been battery life with wireless headsets. We saw the Quest 1 to the Quest 2 battery life drop. People were upset about it. We saw the Quest 2 to the Quest 3 battery life drop even further. And it's really starting to show that if we're going to have mixed reality headsets, we need batteries to last longer. There's a startup actually that is aiming to deliver a multi-day battery for mixed reality headsets, a high performance battery that they want to be a leader in the MR market. This company has said that they have signed an agreement with a leading California-based technology company to provide these batteries for a mixed reality headset. Unfortunately, it doesn't get any more specific than that, although with it being California and a leader, news outlets are hoping this is one of the big ones. But basically, their proprietary technology is made with a higher energy density and cycle life in the batteries by replacing the graphite in the batteries with 100% active silicon anode, and that's supposed to deliver the leading energy density that's going to make them last significantly longer or be much lighter for the same battery life. The CEO writing that basically what we do need for good mixed reality is something that's light, slim, and safe with a multi-day capacity. It's a statement that's much easier to make than to actually pull off, as we've seen with battery technology advancing over the years, but not giving us anywhere near what we need even for most of
devices like phones without the phone getting really big and bulky and heavy. We've talked before on the channel how it really seems like the next step is a battery revolution of some sort, or a power revolution that could make these headsets somehow use wireless power, because every headset, its biggest pain point is either battery life, the weight of the battery, how it makes the headset uncomfortable because of having the battery there. I feel like these are a lot of big claims without any data so far to back it up, but my fingers are crossed just because I really want to see better battery life to help push our entire industry forward.
With all that, are you still mostly using your headset for VR, or do you do some mixed reality, whether for gaming or productivity? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to keep talking with you about this there. Thank you once again for being here with me, and I'll see you
In another reality.